What's up, guys? So in update 27 you can finally dye clothing. This has been a requested feature for a good while, so it's nice to finally see it in. In this video I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So first of all, I'm going to open up my inventory here. You will need a schematic for an item of clothing, which you can find in the world. You will also need the schematic for dyed cloth, which can also be found in the world. You should come across these fairly regularly. The dyed cloth schematic isn't hugely rare, but you know, it's not something you're going to find right off the bat most likely. So you will have to search around for it for a little bit probably. Once you've got both of those, go ahead and learn them. You can now see that I've got Traveler's Poncho there in my clothing chest drop down. And in crafting components, I now have dyed cloth as well. You can make makeshift cloth from the off, and you need that to actually make the dyed cloth as well. So let's move on to the next step. So first of all, I need to make some makeshift cloth, which I need plant fibers for. Now, you can also find ancient cloth in some scrap items by salvaging them, but for the purpose of this vid, I'm just going to use the makeshift cloth because I can craft it much easier. So I'll go ahead now, salvage some plant fibers from this tree. That's all there is to it. And we'll go ahead and we'll craft some of this. You get a stack of 5 for each one you craft. And we'll need 15 fabrics. So overall I need 3 lots of makeshift cloth. 3 stacks of 5 is 15. I need 3 stacks of this, which I will then use to make the dyed cloth, and you get 5 dyed cloth per stack as well. So I'll need 3 lots of dyed cloth. So that's why I need to do this 3 times. Craft 1 more of those. There we go. We now have the makeshift cloth. The next step for the dyed cloth is to put your makeshift cloth in there, and then your pigment. Now pigment, I've already got the pigment I want to use here ready, but you get pigment from scrap items, which you can find out in the world whilst looting chests and the scrap piles that you'll find in the world. I've already got quite a few scrap items here, and as I say, I've already got my pigment. But when you get a scrap item that you think might give you some pigment, right click, salvage. In this case, it didn't give me any pigment. And not every item will give you pigment. Quite a lot do. You're more likely to get pigment from cloth scrap items or leather scrap items. I thought the rope would have given me a little bit, but I suppose it wasn't dyed, so it makes sense. There, I got some pigment from that. I got some rust pigment, some ocean pigment from that, and some white pigment from that ornament head. So different scrap items will give you different resources. You know, you get metal, wood, cloth. I actually got some ancient cloth from those, but I'm going to use the makeshift cloth since I've crafted it. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use my navy pigment, which I'd already gathered. And I need to do 3 lots of these for this clothing item in particular. So I need to do this 3 times. Each time it uses 10 pigment. And again, that pigment, as you saw there, you know, you usually get it in stacks of maybe 5, 7. So to save up the amount you need to craft a single dyed piece of clothing, it might take you a little while. Do bear that in mind. This is the last piece we need. Once we have it, we'll stack these up into 15 because that's what I need to make the Traveler's Poncho. We'll put it in. And what's really cool as well is that the preview actually changes. So it shows you what part of the clothing item will be dyed. It shows you the color that it will be dyed to, and yeah, and then you simply hit craft. Takes a few seconds. Once that's done, you'll have a nice new clothing item in the color that you've dyed it. Most clothing items in the game can be dyed. There we go. Looks cool. Matches my trousers, which I used selected at character creation. And that's all there is to it, really. It works like that for most clothing items. It's the same process. You know, some might require more resources than others, but overall it's the same process. So yeah, anyway, I hope this has been informative, guys. Can't wait to see all the different styles that people come up with. Start to see some crew uniforms and such, which has been somewhat lacking up until now due to the inability to actually customize your look. So yeah, this is a really cool feature. You know, it's maybe not as fancy as some of the upcoming features. It's, I suppose, a little bit more subtle, but I think it'll have an overall impact on the aesthetic. Like I say, crew uniforms and such. You know, seeing people who you recognise from the community purely based on how they look, I think is a really cool thing in games like this. And it's nice to finally have the ability to make our characters quite unique. And stand out from the crowd a little bit. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the vid, guys. I'll wrap it up there. Join me next time. If you've enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. Your support's much appreciated. But yeah, catch you later, guys. Thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.